What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This week, I'm joined by my friends Jacob, Andrew, Brandon and Katie for Adventure Skeletons, a one-page role-playing game created by game designer Grant Howat. The premise behind Adventure Skeletons is very simple. You are a skeleton, bored of being told to guard some boring old dungeon by some boring old wizard. So, you dress up in some kit you found on a corpse and set off for a real adventure to the human dungeon, or village, as they call it. Your adventuring goals are very simple. Slay villains, get cool treasure, and perform legendary deeds. Adventure Skeletons is available as a pay-what-you-want product on the Rowan, Rook and Descartes website. That's rowanrookandescartes.com. You can find out more information about Grant's other projects and one-page one-shots on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/GSHowat. And Howat is spelled H-O-W-I-T-T. I'll add links to Grant's Patreon on the What Am I Rolling website and in this episode's show notes. Adventure Skeletons breaks up quite nicely into distinct sections. I'll go into a quick overview for each section before each part of the one-shot. Let's start with creating the skeletons. To create a skeleton, players must roll a 6-sided die, or a d6, once on the ancestry table, then twice on the equipment table, and record the results on their character sheet. For this game, I also got them to roll on the cool treasure table, as technically, they're the sort of skeletons that would have just looted their own dungeon to gain stuff for their first adventure. So the first thing we're going to do is roll for ancestry. So if you get a d6, so one of those normal dice, then roll it, and then I will tell you what you get for that.
6.
You get a 6, so that's a skeleton. So you write skeleton, and that's +1 to skeleton knowledge and culture.
I also have a
1.
1.
So Katie and Jacob get 1, so you are orcs. That's a +1 to hitting and shouting.
I got a 3.
You got a 3. You are a dwarf. Your head and chest get an extra hitbox each. So that's your ancestry. That's sort of like your stats. Now we're going to look at what equipment you managed to loot off the remaining bodies here. So I need you to roll d6s, but roll them twice. And tell me what you get.
A 3 and a 1.
Okay, Jacob, you get leather armour, which is +1 hitbox to any random slot, which we'll deal with in a second. And then 3, you get a scimitar, which is one-handed, and it's a d6.
1.
And roll it again as well.
5.
5. So you also get leather armour and a great axe, which is two-handed, d8 damage, or d12 versus the head.
6 and 3.
6 and 3. You also get a scimitar. It's one-handed with a d6 damage. And 6 is bows and arrows, two-handed ranged weapon, which is a d6.
I got a 3.
Yep.
And a 2.
Okay, you get metal armour, so as leather, but you get 2 hitboxes randomly. And what was it, a 3 as well? Mm-hmm. Okay, a scimitar.
Scimitar boys!
So those people who got armour, I need you to roll a d10 for me. 3. Okay, so Jacob, if you add 1 hitbox to the pelvis for me, please. So your leather armour is more sort of girthy round that area that you managed to pick up and put on.
It's a nut.
Does it look kinky? Am I wearing kinky?
You're wearing
armor?
You're wearing a leather nut cup.
Is it
That's what I'm
assless?
getting.
Yep.
It's what you picked up. You don't know what kind of dungeon this is.
It's
a
honestly,
treated leather.
No, it's probably like a leather bra, and I've just put it on wrong. Skeletons don't know. Like I'm just put it there. It's like one side's up on the front of the pelvis, one's on the back.
Brandon.
9.
You got a 9.
Maybe it's covering both my butts.
So you add an extra box to your left arm.
Okay.
I mean, it might not be leather armour, so it just might be a huge baseball glove or whatever just wrapped around you, and you're like, that'll do.
So we got a cup and an elbow pad. We got most of the hockey equipment. We're set.
So you got an 8. You also get it around the left arm as well. So it's so you add 2.
I got a metal shooter sleeve.
Exactly. You add 2 boxes because yours is a metal armour. Finally, it is your home and dungeon. You do still have some treasure here, so I want you all to roll a d6 to see what treasure you take with you to help you out on your journey.
2.
So, Jacob?
6.
6. You get a hat of subterfuge, which is +2 attempts to disguise yourself.
2.
2. You get a magic scimitar, which is +1 hit and damage.
1.
1. A bag of golden gems, which you can exchange for goods and services.
I also rolled a 2.
Okay, so magic scimitar again for you as well.
Scimitar.
So we all,
Oh my God.
have scimitars.
So you can dual wield scimitars.
Whenever a skeleton is attacked by an enemy, they are hit automatically and take damage. I mean, they are skeletons, so naturally, they're gonna be super slow. When hit, skeletons have to roll a 10-sided die or a d10 on the hit location table to see where the enemy has hit them. 1 is the right leg, 2 is the left leg, 3 is the pelvis, 4 and 5 right arm, 6 and 7 torso, 8 and 9 left arm, and 10 is the head. Each body part has a total of 2 hitboxes. When a body part has been hit, the skeleton has to mark off one of the respective hitboxes. This body part is now considered damaged and comes off. Moreover, any parts that are directly attached to the hit body part also come off. If a body part has no hitboxes remaining, it is broken and can no longer be used. If a skeleton's head runs out of hitboxes, they are out for the rest of the game. The good news is that skeleton body parts can be reattached easily, and furthermore, if a body part breaks or is lost, skeletons can replace it with any bone they find on their travels. Skeletons can also have a 1 non-bone replacement, but only if the replacement is of the appropriate size and shape. For example, a barrel for a torso or a branch for a leg, and so on. When performing any action, skeletons must roll a 10-sided die or a d10 to see if the result beats the game's master's target number, which can range anywhere from easy, being 4, to really difficult, being 10. If appropriate, skeletons can add modifiers to the roll, from either their pre-rolled ancestry backgrounds, or their equipment list, or from any of the cool treasure they've picked up. However, for each body part that skeleton is missing, the skeleton must add a -1 to their roll. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to the rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, with all that out of the way, let's play Adventure Skeletons. You are in the land of Bognor Regis. You've not been out for many centuries. It's been some time, so the land has changed quite dramatically from what you remember. What used to be forests and fields has now turned into long paved roads. Some bizarre sort of, they look like motorised carts, but again, you've never really seen these. But what you have heard from various passing adventurers and from the wizard who ran your dungeon is that in Bognor Regis, in the sort of village centre, there's a place called Butlins. Now, Butlins is a sort of, they say resort or a sort of holiday destination for adventurers to take some time off from their various adventures, you know, to relax and chill out and socialise with other adventurers. What's interesting is that in the last maybe 50 years or so, again with a name like Butlins in Bognor Regis, you don't think it's going to do very well, but actually it's gained a lot in popularity. And you have a sneaking suspicion that's because of the new owner that's come about. As you know, villages filled with adventurers are bound to have lots of treasure and maybe a quest or two to take up. So it's like the perfect place to start off your own adventure.
So do we go straight there, or do we go somewhere completely different and muck up her whole plans for the session?
Like, do we even know how to get there? We're skeletons.
You have an old map from way back when, but I mean, like I said, the path has changed quite a bit. It used to be forest and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And now there's like some weird paved roads. There's every so often there's like a motorised cart that comes by. You don't see any of the people inside them.
Are there rocks on the side of these paved motorways?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
What are you planning?
I think he's planning to throw rocks at some cars.
Exactly.
Is that what you're gonna do?
You guys in? So we find the motorway that we heard, and we pick up stones and start throwing them at the cars as they pass.
So what, are you trying to get them to stop? Or are you...
I'm just trying to break the window.
Yeah, I say let's
We could
hijack
stop
one.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Grand
You're
Theft Auto
trying to make one
skeletons.
stop and then hijack it then.
Yes.
Alright, I need you to roll a d10 for me then.
5.
Unfortunately, you're throwing some pebbles at it, but they don't seem to stop. You think it's quite challenging to just throw simple like pebbles and rocks at passing cars, which seem to be much faster than you anticipated.
You should just
What's your name?
Shorty McBones.
Shorty. Okay. I push Shorty McBones into the street.
As a one. I think you try, and she sort of just leans to one side, and you sort of stumble out instead, but there's no cars coming currently, so.
Yeah, that's
Dang
right.
it. Hey, I tried.
But nice try, though. That would have possibly stopped quite a few cars.
Can we stand on the side of the road and try and hitchhike?
Absolutely. How are you hitchhiking? Are you getting all your bones out, or are you just sort of all working together as a sort of team? Or
Brandon is going to put one arm kind of out, thumb up, standing on the side, but the arm.
My left arm.
Left arm.
Yeah.
put your left arm out? And what are you guys doing in the meantime? Are you just watching these guys
Yeah,
hitchhike?
watching.
Pretty much watching this at this point.
Excellent. All right, Katie, can you roll a d10 for me then, please?
8.
So yeah, doing that actually is sort of detaching Brandon's arm. You get a little bit further, and in the distance you see sort of a huge sort of again motorized vehicle sort of comes out, and it sort of stops. Out of it steps this very grand looking man. So, oh, I say, what? Do you need a lift somewhere, chaps?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Oh, jolly good.
We silently walk on.
Where are you heading?
Where are we going? What's that city?
Shows him the map. We have the map, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Can we talk?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay. Well, we're skeletons. We have no lungs to...
We do.
Maybe you speak in like raspy voices because it's been some time, but
We're trying to get to...
oh gosh, a talking skeleton! Wow, goodness me!
What's the name of the town that we're going to? Trying to get to?
I think it was like Cumberpatch.
Bun.
Like the actor.
Yeah, look at that one guy. It starts with a B.
I bet if we just start stumbling about with where we need to go, they'll eventually just supply it to us to be like, oh, that town that everybody knows?
Yeah, it's a town that
Why are you
everybody
whispering over there?
knows. Banderak. Bander...
Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnooch?
The town. It's a popular town.
We're aware that it's skeletons.
Where are you going? Can we hitch a ride to where you're going?
Sure, well, I'm not going to Bandersnatch, where that is. I'm going to Bognor Regis.
Yeah, that one.
Are you going there too? Yes. Jolly good.
I thought that's where we were from.
No, you're going to that.
Oh.
You're into the land.
Going to Bandersnatch. I forgot.
Yeah, Bognor Regis.
Bongner
Some made-up place.
Of course. Well, unfortunately, this is only a 2-seater car. I guess because you're very... And he sort of looks at you all, you're all sort of very bendy. Do you want to get in the trunk and some of you can ride up with me?
Shotgun.
I'll crawl in the trunk.
Crawl in the trunk.
I join him in the trunk with a few pebbles.
Yeah.
Right now you've got pebbles then. Very important.
Yep.
You're in the trunk as well?
Yeah, trying.
Alright, so 3 in the trunk.
Trunk boys.
Boys.
Can all 3 of you then make me a d10? You can try and fit yourself into a very challenging space. 8, 6,
10.
So somehow, I think maybe you're just really good pals. Who knows?
We're in a fraternity. We
Yeah, it's best to just not question it, but just know that we've done it before.
I mean, we can remove our limbs and whatnot and kind of
Yeah.
stack them nicely.
Yeah. If anything, there's like you can collapse your torsos as like accordions and stuff. So you look pack in quite.
Well, the one
nicely.
person kind of like slides their feet
as mine
through
are
the
wrong,
ribs
they're
of
not
the
very
other person,
thick.
so we're all like stacked this way.
Just hope we don't hit a bump and break someone's ribs.
Right, yeah.
So you all get in. The man says, "Hold on tight," and shuts the trunk. Is after you, my lady, and like opens the door for you.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. And she's okay, tally ho, and off the cart goes. Do you say anything to him as he's driving? Because he will definitely talk to you about anything.
So I see you are finely dressed. What is it that you do?
Oh, I'm just a philanthropist. I, go from town to town doing charity work and stuff. But I used to be an adventurer. Yes, and but those days are now far, far behind me.
Why is he
That's
not
why he
adventurer
stopped
anymore?
for skeletons.
Yes. So why did you stop?
Well, it was quite a curious sight, you see. I was just driving along on the way to Bognor Regis, and I just saw you and a very long arm. I was like, goodness me, I've never seen that, so I thought I'd stop it. It would make a great story, you see, to the other adventurers.
So why did you stop adventuring?
Oh, well, I'm getting old, you see. I've got, I've got a retirement fund, and I've just nothing been as exciting since then, really.
Do you have any tips for new adventurers?
Oh, tips? Oh, yes, well, if you see the enemy, just hit it. That's the That's the main thing. Don't shy away from a fight.
Okay.
You all hear this as well, maybe a bit muffled over the engines. All three of you, actually, if you make a D10, because you're in with all the stuff as well. And yeah,
Nope.
Brandon got 10.
3.
So you guys don't see anything at all. But Brandon, you see there's a small chest in here as well. You sort of open it up, and inside there seems to be like a... Oh, it looks very similar to what you already have. It looks like a scimitar with a magical, sparkly
We know what that looks
+1 on it.
Hey, one of us only has one scimitar here in the trunk. And it's
I only
a
have
normal
one.
one. Yeah, but you have a two-handed axe.
You can take it and sell
okay.
it.
We could.
It's interesting how you've all managed to get into the trunk and with the weapons as well.
We had to fold down the middle.
It's a hatchback.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you can all hear the conversation.
We slid our scimitars between the seats.
So do you want to use 2 magical scimitars and I can take your great axe?
Or I can give you
Yeah, that too. I'll take
2
the
magical scimitars.
Or just 1 magical scimitar.
I mean,
For his
I just...
left foot, make sure you get something good out of it.
It's true. My left foot is my worst foot.
Wait, can I replace a leg with a scimitar and use it as a weapon?
Scimitar arm.
You totally can if you want, yeah. If you
I'm
want.
gonna hold on to it.
Nice.
Alright, so yeah, you have a magical scimitar as well, so make sure you make a note
But
of
you
that.
gotta make sure that you store that backup leg too.
No.
Okay, so I have 2 magical scimitars
And some pebbles as
and
well.
some pebbles.
You're quite loaded down by now.
But also, him talking about how the adventure, how he had a good retirement fund, got me thinking. Do you think we had like a skeleton 401k for our dungeon
Yeah, but we
guardian?
got the
Why?
interest
We
bank
don't
right
have
now.
to eat. Just stay in a cave.
Yeah, but what if we want to buy our own motorized carriage?
Well, I have a bag of golden gems that I can purchase, so I will be in my trailer.
Okay, so Katie is a trust fund skeleton.
She's gonna be in a van down by the river, though.
So the journey goes on for maybe another hour or so. And he goes, I was running low on the gasoline now. I'm going to pull in. You don't mind? Do you want anything from the shops? Boys, are you okay back there?
So we don't need to eat or drink,
Right, yeah.
but that doesn't mean we can't.
Well, and it could be stuff to handle with in the future. But do we owe this guy anything after this journey?
Okay, here's another thought. What if we steal the magical carriage when he goes in to pay? We tell him
Katie's driving.
we tell him we
Still
want
there, by the way.
right. Well, we'll
Like
have to tell.
whispering in the back.
Yeah,
Say
we're in the trunk.
nothing from the shop.
We're in the trunk. Yeah, we're in
I'll just be in there. He goes,
We're in the
toddling
trunk.
in.
we're in the trunk.
Yeah, he says, okay, nothing, then and toddles in.
Or we just get out and run, and then we don't owe him anything.
No, I don't think we owe him anything anyway.
Did he start pumping the gas? Or putting the magical
Well, no,
fuel?
actually what happened as you drove up, and he sort of said, I've got to get gas, and actually a young boy comes out, pulls off
Okay.
the thing, and sticks it
Okay.
in. So it's the boy's sort of watching you going, holy shit, there's stickers in this car. As the man goes, oh, Toddy, oh, and wanders off. So you do have a small boy witness there.
Kill the... No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
That's
We could
free
put-
bones.
We could put him in the trunk.
We could.
And we'll have
One of us has out of the trunk has pop her head out. Are the keys still in the ignition?
Of course the keys are still in the ignition.
is there a
like
glowy
these two
thing in the
trustworthy.
trunk that I
Exactly.
can pull?
It's
Yeah.
lovely.
A glowy thing that would open said trunk?
With the-
Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
an
an
easy
emergency.
pop one. Yeah.
Are you asking him if we have a skeleton key? Do it.
Somebody gets out of the trunk and drives this thing away, because I will not be the main offender here.
I say Katie's driving.
Yeah, we're still in the trunk. We can't get out fast enough. It has to be a quick hop. Just hop over.
Just drive away while the gas is still
Well,
pumping.
remember as well, you might not know how to drive, right? But you're an orc from your ancestry. You've got +1 to hitting and shouting. If you hit the car, maybe it will go.
to my
same routine.
understanding, that's how stick shifts work. So
And I'm probably too short to drive, so...
The dwarf pedals.
I say we wait for him, because he knows how to drive. He might
No. Slide over to the driver's seat and ask him to teach you.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, and then we drive away?
well, no. This would be good for later, but we need to steal a car in the future.
Yes. Yes, so I say we wait for him to get back,
Yeah.
and then I'll
Okay.
see if he'll teach me.
But when he gets back,
Katie
he
can be
should
our
the
driver
driver's
from
seat.
here on
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
She can be the getaway driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're all about breaking norms here in the skeleton realm.
So you're waiting for this guy to come back then.
Yes, and waving at the boy filling up the...
The boy sort of is aghast, and as soon as it finishes up, he runs back to the thing, passing the man who's got loads of newspapers and sweets and stuff. Oh, you didn't say you wanted anything, so I got everything just in case. Well, you're in seat. Oh, that's so sweet, but that's where I sit.
But I was hoping you could teach me how to drive.
Alright, make a D10 roll for me. 8. Oh, it's so charming! Oh, I never taught anyone, let alone a skeleton, how to... Of course! And he throws all these sundries into the back, probably over you guys, and he goes, oh yeah, so you see the sticky thing?
Yes.
You press that, and then, and the crank, you gotta whisk that up, go.
Crank.
And her head falls off.
No.
And you just go, you know?
Okay, so we hit the sticky thing, we crank the cranky thing, and hopefully we start moving forward.
Excellent, make a D10 roll for me, please.
I'll tell you what though. If this is I bet they have loads.
6.
Yeah. It goes off, and he's got in the car as well. He goes, oh, marvellous, we'll keep both hands on the wheel, you know. And he fumbles around and goes, and he picks out a pair of, driving goggles. Oh, put these on. They'll make you look very fancy. Oh, yes, perfect.
Does that add
I'll tell you what, if they're
style points.
if their extent of driver's ed is, and you just go, they must have loads of accidents.
So we go.
They've got real-time trackers on the side of the road, like the X amount of accidents this year. It's just real-time trackers.
So, how fast are you going?
Skeletons are very old, and when very old people drive, it's very slow.
Yes, I am very slow.
Out for a Sunday drive in a nice vehicle.
Slow enough where I don't hit anything, but we're not getting anywhere very fast.
Perfect.
We're moving forward, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe at the first you sort of bound a little bit,
but then you kind of stop.
Oh, we're learning to drive a stick.
I mean, I don't know how to break it.
Yeah, she's
You didn't
killing
tell
it
me
constantly.
and then you three in the back are bones jumping around. But you manage to go at a slow pace. And as you get onto sort of the big paved way, suddenly there's a lot of seems to be a lot of traffic coming up behind you. And you hear, what's and you hear lots of people tooting horns, stuff like that. And you say,
Yeah, +1 to shouting.
Are we gonna? You know what though? We can't. If we get in an accident, it'll only reinforce stereotypes about women drivers. So we have to avoid an accident.
No,
And we're all in the trunk, so we don't want to get rear-ended.
So I reach back, I grab Brandon's
left arm.
right arm.
Right arm.
Skeleton crime.
Right arm.
you
I grab his right arm.
Yep.
I lift his middle finger. I stick it out the window. I turn behind me and I yell, "Fuck off!" And we just keep driving at my pace.
We should open the trunk and throw pebbles at the people behind us.
It's a +1 to shouting.
Yes.
Roll a D10 for me, +1 because you're shouting.
We're gonna get shot. A 1.
Can I borrow your
Straight up.
Oh my god.
It sort of comes out sort of raspy again, because it's such a bad roll, you sort of throw it and his arm is gone. You have lost your left arm?
No, she said right.
Right arm, so you've lost your right arm. So
can
one box is gone.
One box?
Remember that
Katie,
scimitar?
can I? Oh my god, scimitar all arm. Katie, can I?
That's where we're headed. Except that I can't wield my two-handed axe.
That's fine. No, I'll take your two-handed axe. You can have my scimitar as an extra scimitar as a backup for when you lose your other arm. Can I borrow your bow and arrow and shoot out from the trunk?
No, we popped the trunk and we started throwing pebbles.
We just want to pop the trunk, and I want to try to shoot the tires of the car of the vehicle behind us.
Honking at
no, but because it's sort of they are really getting
it
really
feels
angry.
aggressive.
But I mean,
I feel threatened.
We're not moving fast enough. Couldn't somebody just jump out and go grab his arm? Or is it gone forever?
No, I mean you could. You just need to make a roll for it.
Well, then I suppose I should pull over and see if we can get Brandon's arm back.
Does she know how to stop the car?
That's a good point. Roll a D10. You do. No, that's a 7. Don't worry.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. Don't worry.
Okay.
Cool, getting bailed out by the DM.
Oh gosh, you seem to have lost. Oh, it's okay. We'll pull into the sleigh by. Okay. And you sort of throw it out, and you just hear as all these cars were looking. Fucking. I say. Oh, terrible. It looks like a bloody skeleton. And you go out to stop the car.
Yes.
If you want, you have a look around, see if you can find the arm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We get out of the trunk.
I'll help them look. Yeah.
All three of you pop out. But
We clown car it out of there.
Yeah. 5.
But we -1 because you are missing an arm. 4.
9.
9.
7.
7. Okay, because you're just like, my arm! Well, you're kind of
useless.
And this old man goes, oh, don't worry,
He's
I'm
not
sure we'll
nearly
find
as
one."
excited about scimitar arms as we are, apparently.
No. I will be, but I want to properly lose both hit boxes.
But you three together collectively find it, and it's a bit muddy. It's clearly got in some dirt. You sort of pull it out and shake it down a bit, and you give it back to Brandon, and you can reattach it and get that box back. The old man is like, well, exciting, gosh. And he sort of looks around and goes, oh, well, we're still quite a ways from Bognor Regis. But if anyone else would like to try driving, I feel I'm a very good teacher.
Well, what happens if we lose Katie? We need some redundancy. Folkman.
Yeah. Okay,
You have one added to yelling, right?
No, I do. I'm also halfway. I'll try
You
it.
get extra hit stuff.
I'll try it.
All right.
I just take more punishment from the airbag. Head and torso.
Excellent. So are you free now getting in the trunk?
Yes. Yeah.
So you get in?
Yep. Ooh,
3.
It's only a 3.
Flipping through the newspaper.
We're screwed.
All these pictures of impossible
Yeah.
body standards.
You know what? It wasn't as easy as this guy made it out to be. You use the crank, you mix the stick up, and it's not going at all. And he goes, oh no, have you? Just try again. You'll get it.
Because we've killed it once.
Patronising you as hell.
7.
7. Yeah. This time you managed to sort of gun it. A little bit more with forcefully. It sort of jumps in and goes, oh, wait, and he jumps in as well. He goes, okay, you got this?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
We're flying down the road. I tried to go slow the first time and it didn't work, and I tried to go faster the second time and it worked. So we are flying because I think if I slow down, it's sort of a speed situation, but it's not like if we slow down, the bus blows up. It's just if we slow down, we stop.
So I need you to make a D10 roll. I need all of you to make a D10 roll. You didn't say you shut the lid.
No!
8.
Oh no. That's a 4.
9.
4.
So you guys are fine. You two, what happens is there's a low hanging branch. And you sort of, and then I say, oh, bye now. And you sort of go, what? And you just get a crack to your head.
Even me in the driver's seat?
Yes, you're in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And your head
Convertible
Convertible
hatchback.
Your head comes
Well,
off.
if it's a convertible, then we could have all piled up in the back and just been stuck. We didn't even go in the trunk at all. The trunk's got the roof in it. We couldn't be in the trunk.
Your head comes off because you took a hit to it, but then it sort of falls back into the sort of area behind the seat. So you currently can't see where this car is going.
Excellent.
And you got a 4 as well. What happens is that you sort of fly out of the. I tell a lie, your head does not come off, sorry. I'm doing it wrong. You swerve to miss an oncoming car, but it crashes up all around one side where the gentleman is. He's like, oh, be careful!
Oh, it's like a hangover situation. We good? Yeah, you good. We could have died.
And
we die?
and what happens with you is that
Side we trade paint on.
yeah, you are clinging on. Your legs sort of flapping out from the side.
Great.
Yeah,
What about
not
this?
great. You keep driving at speed.
Yeah, probably.
I reach out the
but
trunk to
didn't you
try
see him?
and pull him.
I guess, yeah, actually,
Yeah,
Folkman.
yeah.
You're pulling him back in. D10 for me.
7.
Yeah, you managed to.
Okay,
pull him out,
okay.
yeah.
And then,
So I
Then
put Folkman in.
absolutely.
and you shut the trunk. And you shut the trunk.
Yeah, then absolutely, we're going.
We're going.
We have there is loot to be had.
Excellent.
We are going,
All right, roll another D10 for me.
guys. We're gonna crash and die. Only a 3.
I'm afraid.
We're gonna die, guys.
We'll
Yeah.
be dead before we get to the adventure.
This is the adventure.
I'd say what happens is that you going along and you see what looks like roadworks. Oh, then there's a stop sign or what you're like, it's a red sign.
He probably hasn't gone over that yet.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
Definitely
We also
not.
don't have eyeballs, so I don't think we understand color. We're definitely missing key parts
There is
of
a
color.
key color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just this octagon, and we're like, what's that?
And you like go through all these works.
And it wouldn't say stop either. We'd be like, stop, what's that? Or maybe a halt sign, yeah, sure. But
Again, hitting after barrier, and you hear an awful sound coming from the engine, and the old gentleman's like, oh gosh, we need to abandon! It's going to blow up!
Bail! Bail out!
Dude, to be fair, I expected nothing less from an old vehicle.
Okay, everyone roll a d10 for me.
10, 5, 8.
3.
3. Okay, so you three managed to get out, but Jacob, you do not. You were
Good.
trapped Somehow you stupidly put the seatbelt on. You're desperately trying to...
We're in the Samsung of cars. You know, the battery's about to blow. It's overheated too much.
Okay. And now what I'll do, actually, no, you can roll it. If you roll another d10 for me. It's right this time. 4. Okay, you manage to, like, wrench yourself out, but you leave your left arm behind. No, your right arm behind.
The whole arm or just one hit
The
box?
whole arm behind.
Oh, cool.
It's one box. When it cross off 2 boxes, it's broken or lost. So it's still in the car, but you can see like flames and fire. Like this car is gonna go. If you want to go back for it, you can.
What do we do in the car?
Hey Brandon, I need I need an extra scimitar to be my right arm.
He got trapped by the.
I'm not gonna risk
the
it.
rest of us bailed out.
Yeah,
we're fine.
You know what? Seatbelts cause more issues than they
Are we in a
prevent.
wooded area?
Proof right here.
You're in like roadworks or
save
thing,
more
so
lives?
you're close to some woods on the path.
Are we dead?
So
we
you said
are.
we hit a
We're
bunch
skeletons.
of barriers, and they've got like metal posts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I just hand him a metal post to put on his arm socket.
I mean, you can still reach the arm. The car might just go up when you
Risk it.
grab it. Yeah.
Risk it for the biscuit.
But you've got a metal post though.
I'm gonna try and like reach out with the metal post and like lift my arm. I'm gonna try and stay a little bit farther away from the car and just like hook my hand.
Yeah, so even if his arm isn't attached, can he like use his hand and like grab onto the post? With
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Attached arm?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Then I'm just gonna put it out there, like, and just let it grab it. And put
Alright.
it back.
It's gonna be quite difficult though. So, alright.
Eventually, I'll stop rolling threes.
The hand grasps onto the metal pole, and you just see the flames lick up, and the whole thing explodes.
That's
And
interesting.
you have lost your right arm.
So how about
We have a metal pole for you.
Yeah, it's
but I can't.
smoldering and like
But I can't
molten.
grab anything with that, and I can't like do damage with it. But a scimitar,
Well, it's a molten.
I could
It's
stab
molten for now.
It's
yeah.
molten now. Now it does fire damage.
What if it's real malleable? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna try and like roll it on the ground and form it into a pointy bit so I can poke people with it.
Do a d10 then for me. 7. Yep, it looks really pointy.
Some roadside blacksmithing.
So you now have a pointy replacement arm for now, so you can have 2 hitboxes on that.
Good.
Still, that's your non-bone implement. You can only have 1.
Is that your replacement arm, or are you just
For
happy
now.
to see me?
Good gosh! Well, that was exciting, but we've lost our mode of transport thanks to your driving. Gosh! Well, how are we going to get to Bognor Regis now?
I'm sorry.
Brandon, I need your left arm.
This was irresponsible of him. Clearly, we don't have up-to-date driver's licenses.
Yeah, and he did not say anything when we were speeding.
He looks furious. He's sort of like, blah, 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 sort of like really jowly, sort of like.
Question: did we get our snacks out when we build?
Does he look like?
You didn't say you got your snacks. Like, all I'm thinking you got out is your scimitar. Then, like,
Does he look like he has a real usable right arm?
Totally, yeah.
Is he armed?
Oh.
I mean, left and right, but
He's got both arms, but you know because you got his magical scimitar from the.
okay.
transit.
So we have his weapons.
I don't know if I'm down to murder.
I said
Okay,
murder him.
So Katie's a big baby.
I
guess we gotta watch.
I love the idea that you all crowd together to talk. He's like, "What's going on? Oh, are you figuring out a plan how to get to Bognor Regis?"
I pull my 2-handed axe out and swing for his head.
Excellent. Roll a d10.
Yeah, he's pretty nosy. We should cut his head.
It's true. He's asking too many
Headshot,
questions.
So you need when you're talking to someone, I need you to roll a d10 first to say where you do it. So you don't get the 10 straight away.
1. So I'm going
you
for the right
leg, and then roll
That's good. Help him from
d8 for me.
escaping.
3.
You lop it off basically, and he just goes, "Oh good God! Oh my!" And he's like trying to pull himself away. He looks seriously injured, but he is screaming at the top of his lungs now.
We gotta end it now. We gotta put him out of his misery and make sure nobody can hear him anymore.
We gotta take the horse out to pasture.
I'm bringing my scimitar. We gotta do it. We gotta end it.
I knew skeletons had a bad rep, but this is ridiculous, And he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
Sorry.
Now he's thinking that we're indicative of all
I'm
skeletons.
sorry.
Sorry, we were representing.
We
the
can't-
full
yeah.
skeleton
I'm
kind.
gonna take my scimitar
Yep.
and swing.
Okay, so roll a d10 first.
Although to be fair,
That's what you had, yep. And as a 10, you go for the head.
I'm going for that.
And then roll the.
guys, we don't need to go for the head. We just need a 4 or 5. I just need the right arm.
6, yeah.
3.
You just lop his head straight off.
Okay. Well, he's quiet now.
Good. I harvest that delicious right arm.
Roll the d10 for me.
I would also like to loot his body.
Excellent.
Can we keep his head for a replacement?
A 3. It's a hack job. You break that arm. You can go for the other arm and have 2.
Well, yeah, let's go for the other arm.
Yeah, dude.
Then you
Yeah,
can
I'll
have
take-
like a right arm and a right arm.
I'll take a left arm and a left arm. Sure.
And you
I'll
also,
do-
because
I'll
you're an
do-
orc as well.
What's the dude wearing?
He's like really fashionable,
Yeah,
like
he's
sort of,
fancy.
very fashionable old style clothes.
Oh, we should salvage what's left of his clothes before he tries to lop off.
He's
the
already
rest of
lopped off one arm.
them. That's okay.
That's right.
Can we skin him and disguise
Yes.
If you're getting the other arm,
Just
it's
skin our
plus 1
torso.
you're hitting.
Oh, so the last one was actually a 4, I guess.
But he's got the one to it.
like Hannibal?
7?
Yeah, so you get the opposite arm.
Okay, I have 2 left arms. My right arm's actually a left arm. It's his left arm.
You now have a corpse with no head and no arms.
And no right leg. It's
And no right
actually
leg, yeah.
only got a left leg.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth saving the clothes anymore.
But you were going
Yes.
to loot, right? So a d10 for me. Okay, you do find something. If you roll a d6 for me.
Is it credit cards? I hope it's credit cards.
2.
It's got another magical scimitar on it.
Magical scimitar.
God, this guy was
one.
ready. This guy must live in a bad neighborhood. Like, that's the only way to explain this.
So yeah, you guys have an abundance of
So
magical
that's
scimitars.
also a one-handed D6.
Yeah, but it will be a +1 to hit and
That's
damage.
what
Can
Doesn't make
anybody
any
else
sense.
loot his body?
No, you found
Okay.
it. I mean, like, you've lost his head, his both
Yeah.
arms, and his right leg, so...
Is
Are
this-
we able
is
to
this-
carry
So this is-
other
is this
for disguise?
appendages?
Can I use the skin for disguise?
I mean, there's not much of them left.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
mutilated it up. We're in a
Yeah.
construction zone.
Yes.
Is there just like a piece of construction machinery, like
Like an
a front end
excavator or
loader
something?
that we can just drive?
No, I think we need to like first put his body in some concrete so that nobody finds
Right, we got to
it.
Jimmy Hoffa of this.
Yeah. So like nobody comes looking for us.
Conveniently, there is such
Wow,
a place.
way to go.
Who's going to put him in and do everything?
I'll put him in.
Put him in?
I mean, I caused this. I'll
7.
help.
7? Yep, fine. It's like almost like a Terminator 2 moment.
Guys,
Oh, no,
I don't know
it's not no arm,
about you.
exactly.
Brandon looks
Like-
way too calm disposing of these bodies.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
this is the
excited.
man that we became friends with.
So you guys are currently alone in an empty construction way on this road. There's some forests nearby. There is
Is there
other
machinery?
There is other machinery.
Can you describe what machinery we see?
You see all sorts. There's like some very small trucks. There is some like forklifts, all kinds. But again, there's not one vehicle that could have all of you in.
Is there
There's not like a front end loader that we could pile
Like
people into
fit
the.
in?
Pile
Well, no,
people
there's
into
a
the
forklift.
bucket.
No.
Because if we had all of you with your doubled scimitars in the bucket, and now to be fair, in this scenario, I have to drive again. But then we can put the bucket
I
low.
didn't kill
No,
us.
but we can put the bucket low enough that you guys can just slash at things with the scimitars. We're unstoppable.
Why are we putting the guy with a pointy arm?
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
I
He's got a left
No,
arm.
he replaced it.
Oh,
with 2 left arms.
Yeah, I've got 2 left arms.
He's got 2 left
I mean, you do
arms.
have a very pointy metal pole.
I'm going to keep the pointy metal pole.
Put it down then.
Just in case.
But yeah, there's no vehicle that could house all of you, so there's no top loader or anything like that.
But there's a forklift. Are there any pallets laying around?
Yeah.
So we could put a pallet on the foot of a forklift.
True.
Ride that.
Doesn't sound very secure. I don't know if
Okay,
that
we
does
still
secure.
don't know.
But you know what? The seatbelts didn't help us last time, so I'm not having any
Anything was
chance.
safer.
Right.
We thrown clear of the accident this time.
I'd rather be
Put
Exactly.
ourselves back
Skeleton.
together.
And we can't go fast enough to be actually lethal.
Or we just each take our own piece of equipment and we form an unstoppable parade.
They'll never notice that it's...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, it's construction equipment, which always goes slow down the interstate. People will be understanding. We just got to turn, we just got to put the hazards on. And people
we
will
can
be
do
like,
whatever we want.
they'll just,
Know the hazards?
no, but you know what I mean. And then they'll just get mad. They'll get mad at, like, the government for having all this construction during tourist season, not at us.
We accidentally start, a government outbreak.
Yeah, it's foolproof.
So we don't see any cars driving by.
Well, you went straight into a construction zone.
And nobody stopped to, help.
There's no one
Despite the
here.
explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
No, they didn't.
Heartless, all of them.
currently, there doesn't seem to be anyone around, but who knows how long that will be.
We don't know where we're going.
Obviously, Folkman, Brandon, and I can't ask for directions, but you can.
Why?
You're not, because we're too stubborn as men. We're just too stubborn to ask for directions.
I mean, I was just going to
But
go down the
also-
road and assume there's going to be street signs
These
somewhere.
two
It should be
don't
well
know how to
posted.
drive.
Brandon, because he's a skeleton ancestry, you do have a +1 to skeleton knowledge and culture. He might know a bit more about the area, perhaps.
Brandon was a skeleton.
I
Brandon-
can't believe. I also
Brandon's
can't believe out of all the
intelligence
four
roll.
of us, Brandon's the one with extra culture knowledge. Not realistic at all.
Well, he took a skeleton gender studies.
I mean, I guess we just got to go for. We gotta go for that.
Well, otherwise
We could do the forklift. You can drive.
Or
We can
otherwise
do
we
the.
hide out in the woods or something.
Yeah, we could do the forklift idea with the pallet, and we can just pile on.
Yeah, no one will notice that. Not at all.
When you think about it, like the man's reaction to you.
hear a few weird looks.
Wasn't totally.
The man's reaction to you was like, it didn't seem
Look, if-
too fussed by it. But the
if
boy,
one-
small boy was really confused by it.
If somebody stops and starts to cause problems,
pretend
we'll
we
just
did.
kill them. We've already killed
We've
one.
already done it once.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
We've
on an
killed
adventure.
once.
We're scoring. People keep killing us.
We mean Nord limbs.
Let's get them back.
And you know what?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need,
vote-
we need
vote
a bag.
Yeah, I need a proper right arm.
Yeah, not too left.
But as long as we wait for them to start stuff, then it's self-defense and we're fine.
So what's the plan? Are you getting separate?
Forklift.
Whatever,
Forklift.
fine.
All right, who's driving?
Me.
All right.
I didn't kill us the first time.
I'm the
but
backup
I'm
driver.
Sure as hell will kill us
I mean,
the second
we're
time.
still not dead yet.
All right. It's gonna be quite.
Yeah, we're fine, guys.
Despite our best.
It's gonna be quite challenging.
Effort.
So
Nobody has a broken bone. We're
Are
fine.
you gonna use any Are you just gonna hit stuff?
Well, so I'm going to what was it? There was a lever thingy, and then was there a button?
When you get up to the forklift,
There's
it is
a
so
push
many
stick.
buttons.
There's a push stick and a crank.
What if we just go for the small trucks? We just pile
But
into
yeah, you
two.
said it was a truck. It was
There's-
for people
are there
in the
multiple?
back.
Yeah.
Tailgate?
But it's all very small, like one person, one seater,
We
two
fixed
seater.
but with a
back
bed,
of the
right?
hatch,
You know
yeah.
what a truck looks like, right? It's got the bed in the
right.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all sit in the...
Yeah, if you want.
It's gotta be big.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
we can redneck hot tub it, baby.
Yeah.
So is that what you're doing? You're getting a truck?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get in the truck.
Alright.
Put them in the back. In the tailgate.
Are you guys hiding then?
I mean,
Yes.
We can just lay
I
down.
think you should.
We can lay down in the bed of the truck.
we can put the tarp over.
But though...
Ooh, no.
I'm
No.
guess-
We strap one of you to the front hood like a dead deer, so that way you can also see what's going on, but you look like you're dead.
You do.
So in this case, we're gonna look like we're driving around with a dead skeleton on the front of the.
dead
Yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah.
You
This
do.
is like Mad Max here.
You do have a hat. Remember, Jacob?
I know. I could disguise myself as some
Well, look at you.
real
Yeah.
fucked up hood ornament. I could do that. Yes.
Or I could wear the hat, and then you all could hide in the back of the truck.
Now, while they're figuring this
Yeah.
out,
What are you
when we look at the vehicle and we get to
Because
the
I have a
driver's seat,
hat
is it
and
like a bench
driver's
seat that
license.
folds forward? Okay. I look behind the bench seat to see what's back there.
Excellent. Roll a d6 for me.
Another magical scimitar. Come on.
Easy money.
Yes. Another magical. God, they're everywhere.
Can I have a second scimitar, please?
I can give it to Jacob.
Yes.
Right, write that down
A
then.
magical or a normal? Oh, you only have magical.
Magical.
Oh, they the magical for
Oh wait, so can we search the other vehicles while we're there?
Yeah, so you've already searched one. If you guys want to search, so roll a d6 for me.
Great.
3,
I also got a 3.
3, 6. Okay, you two find magical armor.
Would you like the armor? You gave me a scimitar, so I'll give you the armor.
We'll see what it gets.
It's like metal armor, but it heals its hit at the start of every fight. So you remember how the metal armor, you had a random +2 to one of the
so
slots? So it will just heal that at the beginning of every fight. And then you got a 6. You also find a hat of subterfuge. +2 for attempts to disguise yourself.
Yeah, I'll take the armor.
Take the armor? So with the armor, can you roll a d10 for me?
Do I also have to? Because I got
You as well? Yep.
9.
9?
1.
Left
Okay.
arm.
Left arm again.
Left arm, yep. And
So
then
I
one is
double
a-
up
Can
on my
I?
armor.
Well, because it gives 2 slots, right? The metal.
Yes. Yeah.
Can I take your leather
Yeah.
left arm armor?
And one is a 2 more on your right leg.
Okay, so 2 boxes.
Yeah. What's your hat look like?
I imagine like a Peter Pan hat.
Excellent. Sits at a jaunty angle.
With a feather.
Yep, with a feather.
Mine's just a big trucker hat. No, mine's just a trucker hat.
Trucker
Just a flat bill trucker hat.
And what's it
Each hat
say
looks
on the
different.
front of
It's
that
part of the
trucker hat?
aesthetic.
No, it's probably like a Cummins diesel engine trucker's hat.
You've searched these vehicles good and proper now. What's the plan?
Okay, so we both have hats that can disguise. We both have hats that can disguise ourselves, right? So we could just. Well, no, we could just sit in the back and pretend to be like lawn decorations. Who knows, right? And just be like inanimate. And Brandy can just be in the cab next to Katie, just hiding under the floor so he can't be seen. And they'll only see, Katie.
And I've got my goggles on, so clearly they won't recognize me.
Right, exactly. Or the other option is Folkman and I are in the cab and I'm driving, which I know, risky. But
I can disguise myself as a survivor.
but then Brandon and Katie could just be laying down in the bed so they can't be seen, and we can just. I guess we could pretend to be like sort of mechanical. Maybe people would think it's some prank, some practical joke.
I've seen some hearses with skeletons in the passenger seat.
Yeah. It's tasteful.
Okay, I think we let Jacob drive, and you and I in the back.
Okay. I'm laying in the back of the truck.
Excellent.
I wait to hear the rumble.
Folkman and I are in the cab, and I'm driving. Folkman has the map. We've taken it from whoever has it.
Right.
I got the map now.
Are you just going to use the hats just now to just anyone that happens to look in?
You do like a side hat kind of.
Yeah, or we could just like
maybe just save it until we get pulled over or something.
Yeah, we'll just save it till we get pulled.
I mean, if they wear it, does it consume them?
No. I'm just wondering what they're trying to do.
I guess we honestly could just use them to try and block view from the window, just like angle them so people can't see in.
Yeah, nobody will take a second look at a Peter Pan hat.
Trucker hat's normal.
Yeah. They'll just think we're like some millennials or something.
So you're disguising yourself as millennials. The reason I'm asking is that because you get +2 to disguise yourself. That's why I'm asking.
We'll just use it to block view.
I need both of you then to roll your d10s. +2 because you're disguising yourself.
Only a 6.
6 as well. Somehow, a truck being driven by millennials has not caused any suspicion. You make your way down the road. You maybe pass 1 or 2 other carts and...
To be fair, most of the parents are just happy that some of the millennials found jobs. And they're just wishing that their own millennial children would move out from the basements.
And into a truck.
Or a van.
And you make your way, and thankfully, because it is an English road, it's all straight, so you didn't need to take any turnings or anything like that, and you come across a sign that says, "Welcome to Bogton the Regis, population 4,000, and then the home of Butlins." And you can see the
population 4,000 for now.
You can see, you come over, the crest of the hill, and you see, a sparkling sea.
And we're still flying at this point.
You are flying.
No, I'm not flying this time, but once it gets going...
He's figured it out. He's seen the other vehicles.
You come over the top of the hill.
Does he want to stop?
We'll find out. You come over the top of the hill and you see the beautiful sort of seaside look out in front of you. You've got a beautiful, the sun has just got over, probably early afternoon, and you see the pier, and you see in the distance, down by the shore, 3 huge tents, and you suspect that will be where this place, Butlins, is meant to be.
You should drive into one of the tents.
Well, I'm gonna try and probably stop us a ways away so we can walk up to there.
You're trying to stop.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
there's always that lake we can drive into.
well, is there just any sort of barrier or wall somewhere that looks pretty sturdy?
You're on the outskirts of the village just now, so it's the old farmhouse stuff like that. You could probably drive into a barn.
I'm gonna try and figure out if I can figure out how this is supposed to stop.
Okay. What are you trying to do to figure it out? Are you hitting?
Just hitting different pedals.
That's alright, because it's plus 1 for you to hit.
Just hitting the stuff. 9.
You're fine. You just hit a button in the middle and it just stops. Amazing how trucks work if you just hit one button.
No, do you know how trucks work?
It's a good roll. But you managed to stop the truck when you wanted to outside of town.
So we've just stopped the truck in the middle of the road. All right, everybody out.
Yeah, but you can put it. You can stop it nearby
Do we know what neutral is?
I think with that roll you would have just.
We could push it into the ditch and just let it go.
Wait, we know how to stop it.
Yeah, I said we.
There are other cars.
Let's leave it here on the side of the road, and we can come back here for our getaway vehicle later.
Okay,
we're good to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It worked once. I'm sure the dice won't screw us over when we need them.
So you're about maybe a mile or so out of town. Are you just going to walk along the roads? Are you trying to hide?
Are there trees and forests?
Yeah,
can we just make a beeline straight for those tents?
No, we should hide.
Light jog along the side of the road. We're millennials.
It'll take us about 7.5 minutes.
To be fair, a beeline straight for the tents might still just be like through some fields and stuff that we can kind of like sneak through, you know, sort of slink through. It might not just be just right along the road. I don't want to go right along the road, but if like the road curves around like this to the tents, and we can just go like that.
Okay, what does the road look like? What's the straight path look like?
Very straight.
Straight
Anything
to the tent.
straight to the tents.
Is it very visible?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can see the tents are huge.
All
Three big
all
tents.
roads in England are at right angles to all of the roads, guys. It's all just a perfect grid.
They fucked up with our town.
We've got enough
Well,
scimitars
they tried to make it with the
protect ourselves, so I guess
And
if we
replace
just,
limbs if we need.
just walk straight there, who cares?
You're not trying to hide or anything?
Nope, light jog.
I think everyone just keep both of your scimitars out.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody knows we mean business.
And run in unison. Scimitars. But I
Got
want to
two
be in the
scimitars
middle.
out with the backs over my shoulder.
I want to be in the middle. I want to
Yeah, that sounds like a marching order, so you're in the middle, Katie.
Yeah.
Second.
All right.
Do we want Brandon to be in front with his great axe?
Yeah, we do.
And I have some social knowledge apparently.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brandon can lead
In
us.
skeleton culture, this is how we
I'll be
hide our
behind you,
numbers.
changing my the whole way.
Yeah, make sure to step where the other people step to hide our
Yeah, to hide our
footprints.
numbers.
We are the skeleton people.
Alright, so Brandon.
We gotta cheer like Tuscan Raiders when we get there.
So we got Brandon, Katie. Which one of you is going after Katie? Oh, you're running in line, right?
I should probably go last.
You sure? I mean, I have a +1 to hitting, so I can go.
Also,
I'm
he's got
shorter,
the long
so I can
pointy
draft
stick.
better.
That's true. You are shorter. You can draft better. I'll go third.
Alright. As you jog your way into town, all of you make just a D10 roll. Anytime I do it.
6.
6.
1.
5.
Okay, so with that roll, you notice that there's not many people out on the street. There's not many cars actually coming in or out. And when you get sort of closer into town, you actually see that there's some weird sort of decorations in the houses, like spider webs. There's maybe a pumpkin, or you've never really had a pumpkin at all. And there's loads of images of people that look like you, sort of weird, sort of
Classic
things.
analysis.
And actually, if you make another D10 roll for me, +1 to your skeleton knowledge,
8.
you think, wow, it must be a skeleton holiday. This is great. It's perfect.
My people!
The perfect cover for getting you guys in.
Our culture is not their costumes. This is grotesque.
But funnily enough, as you said that, you sort of keep going into town and you start to see families that are dressed up, and quite a few of them are dressed up as skeletons. You have kids, some of them are dressed in sheets, some of them are have sort of weird devilish demon faces on, and they're all sort of like going into each houses, and they seem to say something like, oh, trick or treat, and they're like, it's
I'm gonna try this. I want to see what happens when I try this.
Describe to me how you trick or treat.
So there's like a group of children.
Yes.
So far, so
I
good.
come up behind them.
Yeah.
I follow them to the door.
Yeah.
I wait for them to knock on the door, and I wait for the door to open, and then I say what they're saying. Trick or treat.
Are you saying anything differently? Because obviously, again, as you're an orc, you can shout, you can hit things.
You shout.
Just say it louder than everyone.
Yeah. Are you just gonna bellow over the small and like grab your hand?
Okay, I want to hit the door so they can really.
Guys, we should find one of those bowls where it's please take one and then take more than one.
Well, you three are watching Katie do this. You're just sort of struggling back. What is she doing?
And
Like,
then I
got
really
this.
want to yell. I really want to shout trick or treat so that everyone can hear me. Because I
Excellent.
want the best reward as possible.
Excellent. Please make a D10 +1. You're shouting and hitting things.
Is it full-size candy bars?
My God, the person that opens up the door, it looks like a very wizened, very small grandmother, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, what a great costume! Oh yes!" And then pulls out like,
A
full
scimitar.
size.
Another magical scimitar.
You know what?
King
As
size.
a
Guys,
point, she goes,
for the record, if we get another magical scimitar, I can replace my normal one with a magical one. So we still need one more.
No, we need
Guys,
2
you
so
know
I
what?
can replace mine too.
Okay, 2 more.
That is a very good point. She goes, "That is the best skeleton costume I've seen." Well, every year I give out the best costume, and roll a 1d6 for me. See what treasure you get.
That's not right.
2. Or 6 if she can have a hat just like us.
And she goes, just wait there. And the kids are like grabbing the sweets and stuff. You're more than welcome to grab some sweets.
I'm taking like the bowl.
Excellent. Write down a bowl of sweets and onto your equipment. And she comes back and
A greedy child.
and the kids sort of scarper away. And she holds up what looks like a transparent cloth with a hood. And she goes, oh yes, this is very special. It's an invisibility cloak. It allows you to hide in plain sight until you make a noise or attack. I don't know why I said that out loud to you, but I don't know. Let's go to good narrative.
This old lady just gives out a cloak of invisibility to children.
Yeah.
No, the best costume of the year.
Which is me.
Yeah.
With the loudest knock
But to
and
children.
the loudest
So
trick or
interesting.
treat.
Well, I have nothing more to say to this narrative. Goodbye, and close the door.
Yeah, I respect that.
And you just see Katie comes back with a cloak of invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
But can we
Suck
see
it.
She puts it on. It's almost like a cloth, but you can just see. Well, you can see sort of her outline. It's almost like a dashed outline of a skeleton. So you have to really concentrate to see her. But yeah, there's still some kids running around getting trick or treats. Parents, and stuff like again, it's sort of mid-afternoon, so it's a very weird time for trick or treating. But you guys don't know that. Maybe you.
We'll,
This time goes hard.
Well, okay, so Katie just went up to a house and got an invisibility cloak.
We better try it on.
Yeah, so I said we all go up to our own house and see what we get.
Follow a group of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do it ourselves.
Excellent. So all
Yeah,
three of you going.
3 different houses, right?
Yeah, different
Yeah.
houses.
Alright, we'll start with you.
Well, unless we find the one really rich family that gives out multiple
Full-size
invisibility
candy bar.
cloaks.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, alright, we'll start with Andrew. Describe how you trick or treat.
Pretty much the same way that Katie did.
Yeah, but I have +1 to hitting and
I don't
chopping.
care.
Excellent. Keep
It
going.
worked once.
Alright, so you follow some different group of children. They go up to like a very grand looking house, and are you just going to push them away and knock, scream?
And then I'm gonna yell, trick or treat!
Yeah. Roll a d10. 3. The door opens. A very tall looking, thin man looks like he goes, "You're an adult. You're not allowed to trick or treat," and gives out like very small, and the kids are like, "Thanks."
I'm a dwarf.
That's true. He goes, "I'm not fooled by you." Gives out the treats to little kids, and the little kids are like, "Oh, thanks, we could have got better treats. Thanks a lot," So slap you a little bit. Wow. You do not get
You're
anything.
getting hated on by little kids.
Jacob, what are you doing?
I'm going to knock very loudly.
Are you following a group of kids, or are you just
Yeah,
doing
I'm following a
yourself?
group of kids.
Okay.
I want to knock very loudly, and then when we say trick or treat when he comes out, I want to pull off my fake right arm, which is actually a left arm, and just be like, trick or treat, and then hold out the arm and be like, now give me the goods.
Technically, you roll it's a -1 for each body part you're currently missing. So you've pulled off your own arm.
Yeah, I'll put it back later.
Yeah, but you'll
It'll
get
be
a
a -1 to this roll.
That's fine. I have +1 for hitting to hit on the door, so it'll be
Okay, fine.
shiny. So it'll just be a straight roll. 5.
Oh, that's a very good special effect. Yes. Roll a d6.
Amazing what they do is make you
2. I will take my magical scimitar, thank you.
I wasn't offering, and you just pull it out of his.
Yeah, I see it. He's got it on his waistband, and I just use my arm and I grab it, and I just walk away. I reattach my arm.
Yeah, and then I say, come back here this instant, and you're just like wandering on. You probably see him go back into the house and maybe making some hurried phone calls.
I'll toss my non-magical one. I'll leave it on the door. I don't need a non-magical scimitar.
That's terrible.
We swapped.
4. So
I just knocked on the door normally. Followed the kids and tried to blend in.
You didn't do anything else?
No,
No.
nothing special.
The door opens and
I just want candy.
there's actually a small child and she's like,
Very
"Happy
fat,
Halloween, happy Halloween." And then sees you, she's like, "Oh, a real skeleton." Oh, and then gives you the rest of the bowl.
Yes!
But no treasure, unfortunately.
Those kids that were bullying me earlier.
Yeah?
I want to take one of their candy bags.
You want to take one of their candy bags?
Yep.
Excellent. Please roll.
They're going to regret it.
Little bastards.
Excellent. So what are you doing to take their candy? Are you using one of the scimitars at all?
Cut the bag open.
Stab.
Just cut the bag open.
Stab a child!
What would you do?
Just the bag. Just cut the bag
But
open.
what if you miss?
Spill everywhere. I got a magical scimitar. It'll go fine.
It's true. We haven't used our magical scimitars yet. We had many of them.
Trial run. We're gonna stab a candy bag.
So one was it. So you need
I
to
only have
roll.
one magic.
You need to roll a d10 first to say where you might hit a small child, and then we'll see. See if
Why? No!
Yeah.
the 9. So that's on the left arm. So,
Where the dice being held.
and
Where are
you roll
they?
me. So are you using your +1 scimitar? Or do you,
Yeah, we're using the magic.
Yeah.
Alright, so that would be a 10 technically. So that's technically the head.
Please,
You're aiming for.
No, don't chop off the head.
Can you roll me a
Okay,
D6?
Before he rolls this,
Yeah.
I see this happening, and I put on my invisibility cloak so
Okay.
that nobody can see me, and I am not associated with them.
Well, and
Disappears in the background.
we're still at like
You're at
other
your different house,
doors.
but you're probably there watching.
Yeah. And I'm like,
So you just
no. Why can't I just steal the bag for you?
roll a D6 +1.
Swing away.
5. The kids are walking away from you, and you're like trying to grab it out of the bag, but then you just stick the sword into the back of the kid's head, and you just
Can I?
a dead
I
kid
didn't
on.
scream. No one noticed.
The kids keep on walking, and you just
there-
have a dead skin on the end of your
there-
scimitar. You do have a bag of candy if you want to write that down on your
Bag of
You better
candy.
take
Is there
that
just
body
is there
to
just
hide it.
a
Make sure to pull the
generic
right arm
white
off.
sheet somewhere?
Sorry, say that again?
Is there just a generic white bed sheet somewhere?
Oh yeah, there's a small kid that's probably left.
I would like to take that sheet and then take my hat off, put it on, and then put the hat back on to hold it on, and then try and disguise myself as like a ghost. I just got the trucker hat over the top to hold it on. I'm gonna have to take my scimitar and cut some eye holes in it, but that way. Hopefully people don't. Hopefully the man doesn't recognize me for taking a scimitar. No. Just in general, does not recognize me for
What
taking a
costume
scimitar.
was the kid that I just killed wearing?
Oh, he was wearing like it was a rubbish
Killed is a
costume.
strong
No,
word.
he was wearing like the Flash or something, a stupid Halloween costume. Technically, you are the same size as this,
But it's
small child, 'cause you're a dwarf.
Yeah, can I take his costume?
It's actually not.
I want this costume.
It's actually not the Flash. It's actually just like it was just called like Lightning Speed Man in the store.
The thing is, you're also wearing. I think you're wearing metal armor as well. So it's a tight
I can
squeeze.
wear it like underneath of it, right?
Oh yeah,
Just
but
wear the
it's
armor
not.
over top.
Yeah, but then are you just going to put the mask on? That's like the Flash mask on. Right, that you've got a Flash costume that fits you perfectly.
And a bag of
So
candy.
you were trying to disguise yourself as a ghost with a hat on.
Right.
Roll a D10 +2.
Now, I as a skeleton, I'm participating in my own cultural appropriation. Oh, how the turntables.
That's an 11. Okay. Shit, that's a ghost. Yeah, I think you managed to you're on tippy toes, so it's sort of the way the cloth goes. So we've got a ghost, an invisible skeleton, the Flash, actual skeleton.
Nobody eat one
No
of the
one-
big. Nobody eat one of the big pellets. It's gonna be bad for me. I'm gonna have to run away.
Let's revisit. You've still got this
You
kid.
do have a dead naked child at the end of your scimitar.
We need to deal.
Well, I'm assuming he took it off the
We
scimitar.
can just put it on
In a bush.
in like a lawn
but
display.
Do you want to hide it?
wait,
No, just hide it
guys,
inside in a
guys.
lawn display.
He's got 2 left arms still.
Yeah, but that kid's
You
arm
want
is too
like a
small.
kid
No, I'll keep the second left arm. Maybe Halloween is like skeleton Christmas. It's the reason for the season. I appreciate the sentiment. It's the thought that counts.
So
I mean, I'm gonna just hide in a lawn display, but I'm just gonna cover its body with something. I'm sure they have something like a scarecrow or
Alright.
something.
Or fake spider webs and stuff, and just putting all the fake
But
cobwebs
it's gonna
over
be
it.
obvious that it's dead, but it'll just look like
it will hide it.
really authentic.
Yeah.
Real good.
All right,
Yes.
roll a D10 for me, please. 10. Yeah, you.
Flawless victory.
I walk up. Damn, that's long display.
You put some, like you said, this cobwebs over it, so it looks like a bound fly in a spider's nest, and you're like, done.
This is the people that keep their Halloween decorations up through Christmas. They just put Santa hats on it,
Exactly.
so nobody's gonna know until it
Until it
really,
smells.
Well, the
really
smell,
starts
yeah.
to smell, which won't be till spring. I'm gonna assume that there's a cold winter. So
It's
the
very
body
cold in
can-
Bulgar Regis, yeah.
Yeah, so they won't
Cold.
notice until late spring.
You've managed to infiltrate the Halloween part of this adventure.
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Lift your fingerprints off the body?
So you regroup back towards sort of, I guess, do you want to make your way to the,
I guess we're in an intersection, maybe.
yeah, you're like at a
Standing.
crossroads, yeah.
Cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The classic
Ooh,
American cul-de-sac.
suburban. Very good. I like it. So those tents.
Yeah,
Now that we're better equipped,
and hidden.
we should get this guy a costume.
I don't need one.
He's a skeleton.
You do.
I'm a skeleton. You guys all have costumes.
Yeah, and I'm just not visible currently.
Wait, all of you make a D10 check for me, please.
No.
2, 2, 3, 6, 7. Brandon, again, you notice that these kids and stuff, they are they're slowly but surely sort of making their way towards the tents. So and there's lots of excitement. Like, we can't wait for the show tonight. It's gonna be great. Oh, the Grand Master will be there. That'll be exciting. Oh, I can't wait.
We hatch a plan to kill the Grand Master.
The game kills the Grand
I think we just kind of follow the kids in.
The gang ruins Halloween.
We follow the kids into the tents.
No, we go to the back of the tent and we cut a hole through and come in. We don't go in the normal way.
Why? We're in
we're weird.
disguise.
No, we should go in the normal way unless they're charging you admission.
Yeah, if there's a cover, we're not paying.
You're still quite away from the tent, so people just slowly walking in. As if they're going to a football game or anything like that, slowly making their way up.
So I think one of you should ask the kids more about what this is.
See.
I'm invisible, so I can't.
Someone was
He's a
shouting.
small child.
Someone should shout at them. It'll work better.
No, he'll blend in as a small child.
Yeah.
Do it.
So
Besides, they can't see me.
So what are you doing? Are you?
What's the show?
We're just like, what's the show?
Or
What's
they
the
can't
story?
see Katie. Katie can do all the talking and pretend that it's Folkman. She could use the shouting,
shout.
and we can just pretend.
I can
You'll
stand
like
close.
stand behind Folkman.
I'm like riding on your shoulders so they can't see me, but I'm like right there with you.
Perfect crash.
Alright. So you're asking a random group of children,
Yeah.
but you're sort of ventriloquist
speaking
style.
Arabic.
Okay, I need you both to make me 10 rolls. Are you shouting?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're plus one to yours, but a straight one for
I'm
you.
scared some small
9.
children.
Bloody hell, that's not going to work. Okay, we got a 9 and an 8. You were just so in sync anyway. You think about when you were like looking after the dungeon and everything like that. You two were like sort of twins at this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you're very and to entertain yourselves.
We've done this before.
Yeah, when you've had the annual skeleton talent show, you were like, well, we're going to do our ventriloquist dummy act.
Yep. Yep.
So you come across as like a small.
We just had to pretend that we couldn't see because we didn't have an invisibility cloak at the time. But like
now our act is
one up.
complete.
So what happens is that you see a small group of girls and they're sort of really excitedly. Some of them, but they're all dressed as sort of like weird angels and like TV boppers. That's sort of, and what are you saying?
Hello, ladies.
But you say,
You're the Flash.
but you boom.
Yes.
though.
There it is! You're really pretty!
if we're pretending to be the parents,
Make your pretty!
if we're pretending to be the parents, oh no, our son's not very socially well adjusted.
The girls turn around and quite a few of them have like face paint on as well. Some of them have like unicorn-esque face paint. Someone's got like a butterfly and they're like, oh hello.
Please say one's an angel.
Oh yeah, one's an angel.
Angel! Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
You're very me.
Sorry, I don't understand.
We're talking to children. I'm disguised as a children. Why are we using pickup lines?
Yeah.
So I'm new in town,
Okay.
and I don't know what's going on. Can you give me more information?
What's cracking?
What's crack-a-lackin'? Is that what kids say these days? What's crack-a-lackin'?
They also look at you. Well, it's the big joust tonight.
Guess he's got a long pointy stick. Well, who competes in the joust?
Oh, anyone can sign up to it, but we're too young to go on for it. But there's other things there. There's a talent show. There's a fun fair. There's a magician. Oh, that's really cool. But the best part is when the Grand Master comes out and we make our yearly blood sacrifice. Yes, yes.
Oh, my favorite.
What's a good thing we don't
Blood
bleed,
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Is there a winner to the joust competition? Like, what do you win?
You get a VIP box to the blood sacrifice with the Grand Master.
And a
But
magical
not.
scimitar?
Yeah, I was gonna say not a magical scimitar. Worthless.
No, that's you. No, God, everyone's got magical scimitars.
Here in Bogno Regis, they hand magical scimitars out like candy.
Yeah.
It's so last year.
That's why they're turning people.
And then
They've all upgraded to the magical scimitar X, but we're still on magical scimitar 6.
So who
is this, the
is
pear company?
chosen for this blood sacrifice?
we all volunteer. We all get into like a lottery, and the Grand Master chooses us.
That's an unlimited supply of free bones. We're set.
I wonder if the Grand Master's a skeleton. Just
Become a
using
grand
the
ma-
sacrifice.
Oh, that's what
of bones.
it is.
Have you ever seen him?
Yeah, who
Out of his
is
bones.
this Grand Master? Wait, tell us more.
Add that last part.
Tell me
Tell me
more.
more.
Tell me more.
Like, does he have a car?
It's got to a point where all three of you and the ghost. I'm talking to these kids like
I'm just standing.
you stopped. Your boy, you've stopped talking, and the voice is.
We know it's covered by the mask, so it doesn't matter. He's covered by the mask.
Comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, no one's ever actually seen the Grand Master. He wears his
wears his hood and everything. Oh, but it is an honour to give blood for him. Praise be.
I said we go clean up at these carnival games. We win the joust.
Yeah, because I can rig him. I can just like hop over and then like, oh look, it made it into the milk jug.
Exactly.
We win. I just want a goldfish.
It's a classic carnival prize.
I mean, as the whole point of this adventure was that you wanted to slay villains, get treasure, and perform heroic deeds.
You know what? The
Goldfish.
The Grand Master does not sound like a villain. He sounds like our kind of guy.
Yeah, an ally. We have to convince him to join us.
Exactly. Or we just gotta, replace him.
Or replace him. We gotta feel him out first.
Somebody still needs a costume.
I wonder how dope his robes look.
We will become the court of the Grand Master.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta joust, we gotta kick ass at some carnival games, and we gotta kill the Grand Master so we can have our own blood sacrifice
And
for
get a
unlimited
costume.
bone.
Does the joust supply horses? I guess we have to go to the carnival to find out.
Yeah.
So this is
As the air, the kids are gone.
Let's go find this jousting tent.
Jousting? Yeah, I think we go jousting first, check it out a little bit.
Or we go play carnival game. Well, it depends on the schedule.
We gotta
joust. But if we have
go
time,
find the tent to sign up for the jousting.
we want to do carnival games first in case we win some sweet loot that'll help us in the joust.
No, but we have to sign up for the joust first.
Right, we gotta sign up for
We gotta get on the docket.
That's true.
Yep.
You're on your way to the...
Yeah, we're following.
I walk off.
Where is the joust?
Alright.
Will Jacob, Andrew, Katie and Brandon make it to Butlins and win the joust unscathed? Who is this mysterious Grand Master? What is going on with this blood sacrificed? And will they actually realise that Bognor Regis is a real-life place on the south coast of England? I mean, honestly. Find out next time on What Am I Rolling? The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded and edited by me, Fiona Howat. This episode's players were Jacob Vogts, Andrew Folkman, Brandon Trent and Katie Trent. This episode's RPG was Adventure Skeletons, created by Grant Howitt. You can find out more information about Grant's other projects and one-page one-shots on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/GSHowitt. And Howitt is spelled Howitt. The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamirollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at WAIR_podcast for the latest news on upcoming episodes. And remember, adventurers need not apply.